Hey, happy Saturday, folks. This is Sammy Bean coming to you from my parlor here in Hollywood, California, where I live. Listen, I think a stranger just told me yesterday, thanks for everything, but your videos are too long, and yeah, they probably are. They're not too long for 2 or 3 people, and I respect to reach more of those. I'm not saying it's okay. Omar has said you need to shorten those, keep them under 10 minutes. So here's the thing. This is, see if I can do this. Let me see, I wanna sit here. Oh yeah, this is not terrible. Okay, I'm sitting here at this little chinoiserie. Well, right now it's a desk. Anyway, doesn't matter. Okay, I'm gonna put my glasses on. Okay, so the last super lengthy video that bored your titties off, and I didn't even do one yesterday because I wanted your titties to heal a little bit before today. I swear to you, I'm not gonna go over. I just want to go back and put in a couple of things that I thought were important and leave Buzzard's Roost on a really good note. Here is what I came up with as the way I remember the first floor layout, with the central hall going back. Now, in retrospect, knowing what I know about architecture and knowing that this house was like an 1880s to 1890s asymmetrical Italianate built of brick, I believe that it was seriously altered before the 20s. I really do. Because the left side and the right side of the house were like 2 completely different houses. In this house over here, it was like here, and the staircase, the staircase was very pretty, but there'd been a hatchet job on it, and part of it was enclosed, but you could tell that it was very similar to the houses in town of other Italianate houses. So anyway, just telling you that. But here's the thing about it, okay? This side of the house looked like, 1890, perhaps, no later than. This house looked like, honestly, 1920. It had these big bays built up. Big bay window, let's see. Yeah, big bay window here with the fireplace in it. Now, I was wrong when I did this because I saw a side view photo of the house. This was another bay window, and they were just jutted up next to each other. So when we were in the house in 75, we were on the 2nd floor, and I think that we were in this room right here because there was no, it was this one. The bay was completely pulling away from the house, getting ready to fall completely off. The house was going down. It was going down quickly. So, okay, enough about that. Oh, and also this window. Also something about the porch. The porch, I think this was the 3rd porch this house received, the 3rd and final. Because I think that nice hump thing in the middle of it that you see with the panels, right after the turn of the century, many large homes in town got neoclassical remodelings. And when I say this, if you know my town, they got these monumental porches that were like, that were neoclassical with beautiful columns, and they too have the hump. But theirs is, I remember specifically, this one was very detailed panels, and I think it might have come after theirs when things were moving into the craftsman period, because I know that the bachelors who did everything in town like that, they kept up with the times. So now I'm going to shut up about that. This is a sweet little story, and this is where I want to leave the story of Buzzard's Roost. I had a very dear friend named Virginia Montgomery Ritchie. She lived across the street from me when I was a little boy, and we were as good friends as I could be with any of my contemporaries. She always shot straight from the hip. She told me a lot about politics and things when I was not terribly interested in it. She said, you should pay attention. Anyway, I was telling her, I said, oh, we got this thing from Buzzard Roost. Do you know Buzzard Roost? And she said, oh, I know it real well. I said, well, it's really scary and everything. And she said, I'm going to tell you, it was the prettiest house I was ever in my life to a certain point. And I said, what? She was born in 1914, and she grew up high on Fairfield Hill, or at least she was around there when she was. Her story, she seemed to be 10 or 11 years old, somewhere in there. And she was walking down the street, and she said that the house was just dazzling white, just gorgeous, dazzling white. And at night, all the lights would be turned on. But she was just, and this one day she's looking at the house, and a lady is kind of standing inside the door, and she says, she's looking out, says, I'm sorry, little girl, are you interested in making maybe a few coins? I'm doing some things in my house, and I need a little bit of help. If you would, I promise you. And Jenny went in, and she said that the house was absolutely breathtaking. Here's the thing that she said that was most, that struck me most, because I did understand what she said when she broke it down. She said, first, this was on a winter's weekday, and the sun had not gone down, and every fire in the house was ablaze. The whole house was heated by fireplaces, and they were all going. Now, she said, nobody did that. Nobody who lived in our town did that. It was usually just folks with, servants. I don't know why she didn't have any servants if she was asking Jenny to help. But she was so struck by this woman. She said it was so elegant, so beautiful, and she was so sweet. And then she said that the last time she was there, the lady said, Virginia, I would like it if you would go upstairs to the library and pick any book that you choose to take as a gift from me. And Jenny said, and when I say upstairs to the library, it was on the second floor, and it was not a room with a bookshelf in it, or a bookshelf or two and a desk. It was a completely shelf-lined room filled with books. It was an actual bona fide library. It was the first one I had ever been in a private home, and I took the little book, and I don't know if she told me she still had it or not, because I was just enthused about Buzzard Roost. So, that's it. So, I said, Jenny, would you have considered it a mansion? Now, what I said earlier is this, and just to reiterate, a mansion's supposed to have over 3,000 square feet, right? That's what I looked up. But it's not really about footage as much as what those 3,000 square feet, what they incorporate, what they entail. A tobacco barn would easily 3,000 square feet, but that's not a mansion. A mansion is a grand house that is exquisitely appointed. That's what it is. It's not just the house. It has to be a huge, beautiful house. Then inside it needs to be furnished beautifully and appointed beautifully. So it was heartwarming to know Jenny said absolutely Buzzard Roost was a mansion. And I think that from the mouths of babes and honest older people. So look, I'm not going to bring Buzzard Roost up again. I know this is weird for y'all. If you don't know my hometown or Buzzard Roost, or if you don't know me. So I apologize, and I'm cutting this right off right here in just a minute. I will try and make things more brief. I've been writing things down a little because I'm an old person and I forget things, anyway. And I just don't want to forget to end this today. So I hope that you have a wonderful remainder of this gorgeous, gorgeous weekend. And oh my, the old back. Okay. And I'm just going to touch this little red button here. And when I do, I'm going to send you a kiss.